here tonight. I really appreciate it. Everybody in this room, congratulations on being here, from student athletes and to the mentors. All right, guys, so I'm going to get started here. I'm going to come out of my corner swinging, holding no punches back tonight. And I want you to think about this and answer it inside your head. If you woke up this morning with only the things and the people that you took the time to be thankful for yesterday, and whether it was through prayer, thought, or meditation, what would you have woken up with this morning, and who would you have seen in your life today? I heard this 2 months ago, and it really humbled me, and it's something that I've really tried to put into my life every day and think about. I know there would have been a lot of times in my life where the only people I would have seen during days would have been some ex-girlfriends. They were ex-girlfriends for a reason, and I wouldn't have been smart enough to wake up on a cliff in case they needed a nudge. So I want you guys to think about that. But I'm going to go ahead and get into my college football experience. I'm going to take you guys back to 2005 to Robert Morris University, which is located in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. It's a Division I AA school. So I went in as a true freshman, got a scholarship to play at Robert Morris University. As you all can tell, I don't pass the look test. So all throughout my high school career, I was always told I wasn't big enough, I wasn't fast enough, I wasn't strong enough, flat out, I wasn't good enough to play at this level. Well, through a lot of hard work and dedication, I didn't listen to those things. I earned a scholarship, and I was living out my dream. So I went into camp, was having a great camp. First, probably 4 or 5 days went by, started making a really good name for myself. Ran the third fastest 40 on the team, turned the coaches' heads. Next thing I know, I'm taking first team reps, I'm on all the special teams. Things are good. Well, day 5 rolls around. People are starting to get a little bumped up, a little bruised. Freshmen are starting to miss their moms, miss their girlfriends. And of course, at this time, what happens? Boom, conditioning test. But I was ready for it. I'd been practicing all summer for the conditioning test. So get down, get on the line. We had to run 110-yard sprints. First 4, first 5 go by. I'm cruising. Things are good. Then all of a sudden, never happened to me in my entire life. My entire body starts cramping up. Done. Had to sit out the test, failed the test, sitting on the sideline as a true freshman after taking first team reps, watching everybody finish the test. I have no idea what this means for me. I'm 6 days into camp. Do the coaches think I slacked off? Do they think I'm lazy? Do they think I'm out of shape? All I could do was drink water, ice, and that was it. So after practice finished, it was time for me to go up to the locker room. As you can see here, we had a beautiful brand new stadium. Locker room was up on the top left there, so we had to go up all those steps. Halfway up the steps, legs start cramping again. Drop my pads, fall. Done. Just sitting there. All of a sudden, I felt this set of hands on my calves, right where I was cramping. And I looked up, and it was upperclassman, preseason all-conference, had a great name for himself. I was competing with him at that position, and actually took some of his reps, Josh O'Banion. So Josh started rubbing my cramps out for me and said, "Hey man, you doing all right?" He goes, "You're having one heck of a camp here." He goes, "Don't worry about the cramps, don't worry about not finishing the test. It happens to everybody." That's just the type of friend, teammate, and person that Josh was. In fact, even though Josh finished his test later that night, he spent the night in the hospital with his own complications and his own cramping. Missed the next 2 days of camp. Well, from that time on, Josh and I became best friends. We were inseparable. I was like his little brother. You didn't see one of us without the other. On the surface, and looking at our friendship, people would never have thought that the two of us could have been friends, coming from such opposite backgrounds. As you can tell by the picture, Josh was black, and I was white. And let me tell you how else people would summarize this friendship up. I was rich, Josh was poor. I came from a good family with married parents. Josh came from a broken family where his parents weren't married. So on the surface, everybody would think that I came from everything. and that Josh came from nothing. So obviously I would have been happier. I would have the best outlook on life. This wasn't the case. Josh was the happiest, most upbeat person that I had ever met. No matter what situation he was in, no matter what was going on in his life, he found a way to smile, and he found a way to make the best of that situation. Again, to summarize our friendship, I tell people, I took Josh to the country club, he took me to the nightclub. That's the type of friendship that we had. So for the next 2 seasons, Josh and I were teammates, best friends, roommates. 2005, 2006. Well, in 2007, I decided to make a personal decision and transfer from Robert Morris University. Things weren't working out for me after my 2nd season there, and I wanted to transfer back to Columbus. So I did so. But this didn't stop Josh and I in our friendship. We kept talking, emailing, chatting all the time, even after I moved back to Columbus. Josh had his priorities straight. Even though he was a little bit behind in school, he stayed to finish his degree at Robert Morris University. So I'm going to fast forward you guys one more year. 2008, Josh earned his degree, and then he decided that he was going to join the military and take an accounting position in one of their recruiting offices. So in order to do so, you have to sign up in the National Guard. Well, every team in the state of Ohio, every National Guard team in the state of Ohio meets once a year. And they meet in Delaware, Ohio for what they call the Warrior Challenge. Now the Warrior Challenge, all the teams go up against each other to see who has the strongest team. Which team is fastest, which team is strongest, which team could overcome the most adversity. Well, this challenge for Josh happened to fall on the weekend of my 21st birthday. As we all know, 21st birthday for a young man, you guys will get there at some point, is a pretty big deal. So we were all going to go out to dinner, we had a party bus, we were going to have a good night. And of all things, my birthday fell on a Friday. We couldn't be any more perfect. Well, Josh, having the vision that he had and the priorities that he had, and his obligation to the Army didn't come to the party. So Josh called me on Friday afternoon to wish me happy birthday. So I picked up my phone, told me happy birthday. He said, man, I'm so sorry, I'm going to miss it. But as soon as I get back from the challenge next week, you and I, we're going to go out and we're going to celebrate your birthday. So I had my birthday fun on Friday and Saturday night. And on Sunday, I gave Josh a call because I knew that he was going to be home from camp. So when I called Josh, he didn't pick up, and I left him a voicemail. Couldn't wait to tell him about the party bus. Couldn't wait to tell him about the cute little Italian girl that I met as well. He would have enjoyed that. So I gave him a call, left him a voicemail. Hey man, give me a call as soon as you get this. Can't wait to tell you about my night. About an hour later, phone rings. Look down at it. It was Josh. Everybody called him OB. Pick up the phone. OB! What's going on, man? Well, to my surprise, on the other line was Josh's mom. And Josh's mom had told me that there were some complications that happened at the Warrior Challenge camp, and that Josh was in the hospital, and that I needed to get there right away. So I got to the hospital about an hour later, and the prognosis for Josh was not very good. Josh suffered from sickle cell and an enlarged heart, and this was a condition that he was unaware of. Because of this condition, his body shut down, and on April 28, 2008, Josh passed away. This was one of the hardest things that I had ever gone through in my entire life, especially at the age of 21.
Attention DSW associates. The tornado warning was for southeastern Franklin County, which did not include the DSW campus, is expiring. We will keep you notified of any further severe weather activities, and in the case of a tornado warning for the DSW campus, we will make an announcement. Thank you.
Good thing we're all safe. So 60 days prior to Josh passing away, I actually had a cousin that was killed in an accident. And Josh was my anchor the whole time through that. And now I just lost my best friend. I didn't know what to do. It wasn't fair. What do I do? How do I move on? How do I overcome this adversity? So after the emotions settled, because they'll never go away, I knew I had a responsibility. And that responsibility that I had was to take his attitude and his outlook on life and share that with others. I said this earlier, that looking at our relationship, that I came from everything. I didn't. Josh came from everything. And it was because of the things that he made in life. And focusing on the things that he did have. And that positive outlook. See, I was very fortunate growing up. Everything that I wanted or needed was at my fingertips. But I never focused on those things that I had, or those people that I had around me, like Josh did. See, all I focused on was what's next. What don't I have? I wasn't living the better life. I wasn't coming from anything. Josh was coming from everything. You guys in August are going to hear a great speaker by the name of Dr. Kevin Elko. And he has this saying. I really want you to think about this. You live in vision, or you live in circumstance. Josh came from the inner city of Columbus, where gang life, drugs, weapons, bad things were around him every single day. And as I had mentioned, our backgrounds were so opposite. I never saw any of that. And that's what made our relationship so strong, is we could share those experiences with one another, talk about those experiences, and just become stronger. So I asked Josh, how did you avoid that? Why didn't you ever get involved? And Josh just looked at me without even thinking and said, I didn't have time for that. That's living in vision. Josh wanted to be the first person in his family to get his college degree. Josh wanted to have an impact on people's lives. And he did that. So, the last thing that I'm going to leave you guys with tonight, and another question I want you to ask yourself: who am I? Think about that. Who am I? Well, this is who Josh O'Banion said he was. One more, sorry. One more. Well, I forgot about my slides. You guys had questions about the pictures. We'll hit it on the end. So there you can see Josh is always smiling. And we'll hit one more slide. Who am I? The question can be answered very simply. I'm not a regular guy. I'm Josh O'Banion. If the name doesn't mean anything now, it will by the end of this paper. I'm living my life like there is no tomorrow, which is just what I believe in. Tomorrow is promised to no one, so anything I do, I'm surely going to give it my all. That's my motivation, my drive, and why I excel in sports and in the classroom. My mother raised me to be number one. There's no such thing as second place. The best thing about me is my personality, because I can become friends with almost anyone. Heroes are remembered, but legends never die. Being remembered is important to me. I want everyone to know my name. I want to be on billboards and cereal boxes. I will die a happy man knowing that I tried my hardest to do what I did. Be a legend. So that's my story, guys, and I would be honored if Miss Kim Lawson would come up here real quick. This is Josh's mother, and the anchor. guys. Does anybody have any questions? All right.
Austin, what do you do here at DSW?
I am one of the mint buyers. So, kind of a funny story on my background. My entire family is in the shoe industry. And growing up until about 4 years ago, I always said that I would not get into it because I wanted to do my own thing. And, you know, I couldn't be more happier to be here at DSW. I've been here 3 years. Very humble. I'm in my 3rd role now, and I love it. So it's been great.
If I'm not mistaken, you started in the stores, is that correct?
I did not, no.
Okay, I was thinking you started.
No,
in the stores.
I worked at Finish Line College.
Ah,
So-
that's right.
Yeah, yeah.
So thanks, Austin.
Thank you guys.